Hey y'all. Okay, I know I haven't obviously uploaded or been on here in a minute, but I really want to get better with YouTube in this coming year. I kind of want to make a whole video about where I want YouTube to go and that kind of thing. But for now, I wanted to show you basically like some standout favorite face products of 2020. This year obviously has been so wild and so horrible. Just horrible, to say the least. But I have done a lot of like shopping my own stash in this year. I've definitely fallen in love or back in love with some older products that I may have kind of forgotten about. So I'm going to do two videos. I'm going to do a face video and eyes. And then we'll go from there. So, let's get into the video. If you don't know me, my name is Greg. Now you know me. Let's get started. Okay. So, I literally have a basket of stuff here, starting from basically how I would do my makeup. I'm going to start with primers first. Let me like dig through this basket here. Okay, so this is an old one. This is like not anything new at all. But I really love this primer so much. This is the Stila One Step Correct Primer. I love this primer so much. It's basically like a tone correcting... I don't know if you can even see it, but it's basically like a tone correcting kind of face primer. It just does such a good job at moisturizing my skin, but without it being too heavy or greasy. And also I really feel like it does help with evening my skin tone out. Doing the color correcting I think definitely helps. Just with like surface redness, that kind of thing. This has been literally like throughout the entire year, whether I'm oily, dry, whatever, this has been in my like go-to kind of primers. One that I've recently been falling in love with is the e.l.f. Puff Puff Primer. Basically this is like a hemp-derived primer. So it's supposed to be really good for like calming the skin, really moisturizing, and I agree, this is definitely like a thicker kind of consistency, but I like that a lot. I feel like it actually does help with like fine lines, pores, that kind of thing. I just like that this actually helps to moisturize my skin before before foundation. But again, not greasy, not heavy feeling on the skin. It just acts as a really nice base. This one definitely obsessed. Coming into foundation, honestly this year with foundation, I don't really have too many to talk about. Really this year, I've only really been using concealer with masks and things like that. I don't really have a whole lot of foundations to show you, but the ones that I have tried, I've seriously fallen in love with. The first one I want to mention is the Morphe 2 Morphe 2 Hint Skin Tint. This is what it looks like. I don't know if it's focusing or not. I hope it is. Anyway, this is the skin tint. Basically, this is like a water-based, very light coverage tint, but it looks beautiful on the skin. I have the shade Hint of Beige. This matches me pretty well, pretty much all year round. I could probably go a shade darker in the summer, but right now this matches me really well. This is just beautiful to wear on like that no makeup day. Super hydrating. Is it the longest wearing? No, but it's not really that type of foundation. It's so good. Really like this one, especially if you are more dry. Another one along the same lines is the NYX Born to Glow. I have literally been obsessed with this foundation all year long, and even in the summer. When I first saw this, I was kind of like, Born to Glow. I get really oily in the summer, but this is so good. It literally stays on my skin so well, and even by the 5th or 6th hour into wearing this foundation, my face still looks phenomenal. And the way that this wears off is super nice. It doesn't wear off in like a patchy or dry way. It literally just naturally kind of fades away throughout the day. It's so good. The shade that I have is Natural. It's pretty dark. If I use this right now, it would be way too dark for me. But this is more of like my summer shade. Fully obsessed with this. Another one, very last one, that sticks out to me, the Dior Backstage Foundation. This is more of like your matte pretty full coverage foundation, but the consistency is very thin. The consistency is almost like Face and Body by MAC, but it's way more coverage. Way more coverage, definitely more longer wearing, like I said, matte finish. This is my go-to mainly in the summer. If I was if I was like going to my friend's house or something to hang out over the summer, I had a full face on, I wanted it to last throughout the day, this is what I would grab for. The color's perfect, it blends really well, it layers very beautifully with all of my other concealers that I've tried with it. I will say it can get a little bit dry. If you have dry skin, I would stay away from this. But for more like normal combination oily, this is perfect. Okay, next, concealers. I'm trying to like kind of speed through this because I really don't want this video to be too long because I don't like watching long videos and it's a whole thing. Anyway, two that I've been really obsessed with lately, and I mix these two together. This is from Makeup Forever, the Matte Velvet Skin Concealer and the Rare Beauty Concealer. These are both very different products. The Rare Beauty one is very lightweight, very light coverage, super hydrating, has a really nice kind of like dewy finish, whereas the Makeup Forever one, very full cover, very full coverage, very matte finish. It lasts a while. I don't really love the way that this wears on me when I use it alone, but these two together are literally perfect. Like, I cannot wear one of these concealers without the other. This is just so... I remember when I first used it, I was like, this is so dry, this is so heavy. I didn't really love it. Then I started pairing with, obviously, a more, like, lighter coverage, dewier concealer. These two, like, you get that beautiful full coverage of the Makeup Forever one and the longevity of the Makeup Forever one, but the Rare Beauty one just evens it out, hydrates the skin. It literally makes your under eyes look so snatched, full coverage, amazing. I know it's kind of annoying to like mix two concealers together, but if you're in the market for like a really nice, just natural finish, full coverage option, these two together are going to be like my go-to. I'm obsessed. Another one, this is the Juvia's Place concealer. I think I got this in like 2019, but I just started using it this year, and I literally love this concealer so much. I'm pretty sure this concealer makes me break out. I will say that. So, but it makes me look snatched. Like, it makes my face look snatched. This is like one of the most full coverage concealers. It literally makes your skin look airbrushed when I use it. It has amazing staying power. I have the shade 19. It's perfect if you're like a neutrally kind of pink undertone, which I would consider myself more just like in that neutral area, maybe a little bit more yellow. But I love this concealer so much. If you like a full coverage option, more like, I'd say combination skin types, normal to combination, this would be really good for you. Highly recommend. I want to talk about some cream products before I jump into powders or setting powders or anything. This year, I think, was like the major year for cream products specifically, and definitely I've been on the cream product bandwagon. The first thing I want to talk about is the Oma Beauty, the Sculptor and Highlighter Stick. I have the shade number 3. So basically one side is like a highlighter. Honestly, not a huge fan of the highlighter stick, but I don't really love like stick highlighters. The bronzer though, this is like the bronzer kind of contour side. Oh my god, this is so good. The color is literally perfect if you're like a light medium skin tone. It blends beautifully, it stays all day. Not too orangey, but not too cool toned. Literally perfect. I love this. Same with, this is a really old one, the Smashbox. This is part of a kit, Smashbox Step-by-Step Contour Stick. This is the bronze shade. I cannot stop using this, and it's such a shame because I think that these are discontinued. But literally, it is like the most perfect, like, bronzy shade. I'm so bad at like describing products, but it blends out to be such a nice, just tan color. Obsessed. I really like this. If I can find somehow another one of these trios, or if any of you have found these trios anywhere from Smashbox, please let me know, because I'm literally obsessed with this and I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out. Moving on to blushes. I have two different ones to talk about. This is a really, really old one. This is from Makeup Forever, the HD blushes. I've literally like hit pan on this. This is such a beautiful, like, rosy kind of shade. These are so, so, so old though. Like, you cannot get these. But these, Makeup Forever, please, like, they need to bring these back. They're so good. It literally looks like airbrush blush on your skin. So beautiful. This color was amazing. The number 220. Again, I thought I'd just mention it. I don't think you can get these anymore, but if you can, snatch them up. And then, of course, I have to talk about the Rare Beauty blushes. These are awesome. The shade Joy, I really, really like a lot. Also, this the shade Bliss. It's just kind of like a lighter, kind of like peachy pink color. But these two mixed together have been amazing. These stay on so, so well. I don't think I've ever found a cream product that stays on as well as these do. So good, really blendable. They're super pigmented, so you have to be a little bit careful, but these are definitely some blush standouts for me. Moving into some setting powders, this is like no surprise. I've used this powder for years. This is from Maybelline. It's the Fit Me Matte and Poreless Setting Powder. I use this under my eyes. This is the shade Translucent. It's not completely translucent. It does have a little bit of like a light, just like a very light tint, which I kind of like. It helps to really brighten my under eyes. It sets your concealer perfectly. I have used this literally for years. I ran through so many of these. I will continue to buy this. Definitely, I feel like a hidden gem from the drugstore. This is my go-to, always. Another one that I found I really, really like. I've seen Taylor Wynn talking about this. This is from CoverGirl, the Clean Fresh press powder. I have the shade 120 Fair. A lot of people were talking about this being like a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think it's definitely way drier than the Charlotte Tilbury one. But on the skin, this looks amazing. It literally sets your makeup so beautifully. It has such a nice, just like natural matte finish. I'm obsessed. I think that this is definitely becoming one of my favorite press powders just to set everything. Has a little bit of a tint. It's nothing crazy. I don't know. I'll swatch it. You guys can like kind of see it. It's really nothing crazy. It's more of just like a translucent kind of shade. But yeah, this is a definite favorite of mine. Honorable mention, I should say, in like the powder category, this is from Makeup Forever, the Matte Velvet Skin Powder Foundation. This is becoming very, very popular, but basically it's just a powder foundation. I use it with the little sponge that it comes with. This literally makes, like, just one swipe of this and your face looks made up. This is like a full coverage powder foundation, but it doesn't look like powder at all. If you use this with like a setting spray, like a hydrating setting spray, you're good. Like, and I feel like any skin type can use this. This is my tried and true. Like, if I just need something to throw on and go, this is it for me. Moving on to the last of the complexion products. This has been my favorite of the year. Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Bronzer. It's huge. It's expensive, but really for the price that you pay, this is a huge, huge bronzer. I got the shade number 2, medium. Definitely the number 1 is super, super light. If you're anywhere near my skin tone and if you're interested in this product, definitely go with the number 2, medium. Even this one is a little too light for me in the summertime, but right now this is absolutely perfect for me. I kind of use this really lightly over top of another cream bronzer, cream contour that I've used. It just sets everything really, really beautifully. Yeah, definitely a favorite of mine for this year and a standout product for sure. Okay, wiring down to two of my favorite powder blush products. This is Ray Beam from MAC. This is one of the mineralized blushes. I'm pretty sure you can still get this. It's just a very light, very buildable, kind of like peachy pink kind of color. The mineralized blushes have been one of my favorites for years. They're super buildable. They have a really, really beautiful finish to them. They're not super like glittery. They just have a very nice natural finish to the skin. I've been obsessed with this color lately, especially just to like top over other cream blushes. Love this one. And another one that I've had forever, this is from Melt. This is called Honey Thief. Basically, it's just like definitely up my alley, definitely like a pinky, peachy, corally kind of shade, nothing too crazy. Um, it's very, very matte. I don't know if you guys can see it there. I don't know if you can even see it. And I don't, why am I swatching like this? I'm like, it's literally one of my favorites. It is super, super, super pigmented. Um, a little bit powdery, but it is so beautiful if you like that just 80s kind of like pinky, peachy, blushy tone. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. This with like a super dramatic dark smoky eye, it just looks so pretty. I am obsessed with this formula. I really want to check out some other colors. This color specifically has just been my go-to, especially for fall too. Last but not least, highlighters. I wanted to talk about two of my favorite powder highlighters. This one specifically from Revlon. This is the Skin Lights highlighter. This is so comparable to some other high-end highlighters that I have and that I've used. The color is a little dark for me in the fall, winter, but in the spring, summer, fall, this is the perfect, just pale gold highlighter for me. It blends beautifully. It doesn't look like powder on your skin. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with powder highlighters is sometimes they just look powdery and dry. This one, not at all. This one looks just so nice. It just catches the light really, really beautifully. I cannot say enough good things about this highlighter. It picks up on a brush really well. You don't really have to build it to get some pretty good payoff. This is one of my favorite highlighters, I think, of all time. I'm so happy that I have this in my collection, that I discovered this year. One of my favorites. And then last but not least, I have this little mini from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Incandescent Strobe Light. The shade is Strobe Light. Sorry. The shade is Strobe Light from the Ambient Lighting Powders. Basically, this is just a mini guy. I think I got this during one of the last VIB Rouge sales from Sephora. This is so pretty. If you like just a very natural, just soft kind of glow, the shade Strobe Light is so, so nice. It's just a very light kind of, just like champagne-y gold, but like very cool toned. Like it's not pink, but it's not too champagne and too gold. It's just the perfect color for me now, in the wintertime when I'm at my fairest. In the summer, spring, summer, this would probably be too light for me, but right now I have been loving this. It's just that perfect just highlighter for when you want something that's there, but not too much. Definitely one of my favorites. Alright guys, I didn't want to make this video too long, but yes, those are some of my absolute favorite go-to complexion products for 2020. If you want to see what I'm loving for eye products, eyeshadow palettes, eyeliners, that kind of thing, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned to my channel. That video should be up right after this one. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.